Shalom, shalom. Call hello, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakadash. That by honest and elders, a great millstone. And peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, and to speckled bird Israelites that are scattered abroad that look like the heathen nations. To y'all say shalom. And shalom to all you brothers and sisters that maybe listen and learn to these videos. And shalom to all you brothers that are out there laboring out there in the highways and byways, doing the work of the Lord in these latter days, trying to wake up the elect. That's magnified name Yahweh, which is the true name of who the world literally calls God, or the Father, or the Almighty. And it's magnified the name Yahushai, which is the true name of who the world literally calls Jesus. I also want to say this video is for the Israelites only, the elect, because only the elect will receive this truth in these latter days. 2/3 of our people will be destroyed. The Israelites today are who you call black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Dominican, Haitian, Guatemala, the Panamanians. Those are the Israelites today, always have been and always will be. I'm coming back at y'all with another video basically on I'm gonna say so-called queen, because she ain't really a queen, and queen really means whore if you look it up, if anybody's new, coming into the truth, or, you come across these videos, you listen regularly, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but, nonetheless, that's not, what it's about, but, the royal, whatever family name, royalty, but, she dies at 96 today. This is a sign that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is, bringing down the heathen, this is a huge sign. And personally, I'm thinking that it might have been either a sacrifice or they could have faked it or something, or had her go into a bunker. But I was thinking it was more so a sacrifice or something, because the nation of Edom, that's who the earth has been given unto. Right? Let's get that real quick. Get that. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Right? It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right, and that's what these people, the pale people, the so-called white race, have done. Because over there in England, or Britain, wherever they resided, over there in Europe, really, Israelites built those castles and built all those beautiful buildings and cathedrals and stuff over there. If you do history, you research things, you would know, but growing up in America, which is Babylon the Great, you wouldn't know that. You would have to do research, on your own, and study outside of their curriculum, because they don't teach you that. They only go towards the Renaissance period, and that's it. They don't teach you about the Dark Ages necessarily. They teach you a little bit, but they don't teach you that we were ruling, or that we were, on top. They don't say anything about that. The only thing they really mention is the plague, the bubonic plague or something like that. And it's called the Dark Ages, but they don't really go too deep into it or anything like that. Not enough for you to be like, oh, well, maybe we'll wear something, So, like I said, this is a sign, this is an omen that the Lord is bringing them down, and that Esau, Edom, you're just a man, you're just a woman in this case, because a lot of times, Esau, Edom, they think that they're gonna stay in the power seat forever, and that's not the case, This is Psalms chapter 49 verse 11, Salakia. It says, their inward thought is that their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. Right? Because, since they're in the position of power right now, they're called the royal family. You know, a lot of times when somebody dies, you know, that was on the throne or whatever, they'll pass it down to their child, and it will go, you know, forth from then on. You know, but they have a set time to rule. You know, you Edomites weren't set up to rule forever. Now, it was prophecy that you were going to rule, you know, and we would be under you, pursuant to Genesis. You know, it was prophecy. But, you know, your kingdom is not forever. Ours is forever. You know? I'm gonna read verse 10. It says, "For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and brutish person shall perish." It says, "and leave their wealth to others," right? You know, because we're about to get their wealth. You know, Lord willing. You know, I'm a part of the elect. You know, I'm gonna read verse 12. It says, "Nevertheless, man being in honor and abideth not, he is like the beast that perisheth," right? And you know, she's a lady that's of honor. You know, people think highly of her. People, you know that these are the people, you know, that are in the position of power. You know, they rule. You know, they have control. You know, people highly look up to them, if that makes sense. You know, well, I'm gonna say not really, kind of, because I've been watching videos of seeing the other Edomites, you know, be asked the question of how they feel about her dying, and they ain't really said good answers, you know. You know, so you Edomites are totally divided, man. You know, wherever country you in, you know, if you in the same country, if you not in the same country, y'all Edomites are totally divided. You know, and it's all the Lord. You know, it's all the Lord. Let's get this in the book of Job real quick, because Job got mean precepts in it. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 4. It says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?" Right, you know, these devils, you know, they've been ruling for since the you know, the what, 1400s, 1500s, you know, roughly 500-600 years. They ain't been ruling for that long, because before that, you know, we were in the Dark Ages, which was a 1,000-year period of where you Edomites were in the caves. That's why you're called Caucasians, which means cave dwellers, you know. But that's the history that they don't teach you in school, you know. Hence, that's why they don't, like I said earlier, they don't really go into the Dark Ages, because that's really when, you know, we were thriving, you know, as a people. You know, we were on top. You know, you Edomites, you know, y'all were the ones that were looked down upon. Y'all were the scum of the earth. But you know, in this time, it's us. The roles have been reversed, but it's going to reverse right side up. You know, forever. It says, verse 6, it says, "Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach into the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. And they which have seen him shall say, where is he?" You see? And now, you know, people are like, damn, you know, I didn't expect, you know, this to happen. People didn't expect this to happen today. This is everywhere on the news. You couldn't miss it. You know? It's like, you know, this is like equivalent to, you know, in a lot of people's eyes and YouTube theories, you know, oh, this is like the Messiah or something dying. You know, Esau is like the Messiah. Well, you know, you already believe that he's a pale face anyway. But, you know, this is like a major thing to you. You know, but if you in this truth, this is a major omen, but it ain't like something that we sad about. No, we happy, man. You know. And we know when you know, when you die, you go back up to the spiritual realm. Nobody goes to a place called hell, where you burn in fire. You know, the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, you know, I'm gonna paraphrase it. It says the spirit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just get it. I was gonna quote it, but I don't want to misquote it or paraphrase it the wrong way. I'm gonna just get it. Um, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. It says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was." Right. It says, "And the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it." So this is talking about any race of people, no matter what you believe in, you know, what your background is. Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, our power, the God of the Israelites. He's created everything. They've created everything on this earth, all people, and when everybody dies, they go to the spiritual realm. Your spirit goes back up to the Most High who gave you that spirit. Your spirit doesn't go to a place called hell. And that's a myth. That's what you call Greek mythology, right? And right now, she will be, getting judged and, told what will happen to her in the future for the next world to come. She's gonna wake up in captivity, because she died, she died a long life. Well, she lived a long life and she died, and she didn't really experience anything. But the Lord's gonna get her in the next life, man. When we're in the kingdom, she's gonna wake up as a slave. So, the Lord is not slack, on his promise of, having you heathens be put down. But I'm gonna get this in the book of Ecclesiastes. I think it's the 8th chapter, I believe. Yep. It's the 8th chapter, the 5th verse. It says, "Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment." So if you're wise, you will know, that this is the Lord's doing, whether it was a sacrifice or not, it's still the Lord, and it's a sign of the times, because she came in power, I would say at 1952, and that was pretty much the golden age of America. That's when Esau Edom was at the pinnacle of his rulership. You didn't have, the demoralization of, America, of how it is now. You didn't have all these so-called, these harlots running around. You didn't have, Edomites strung up on drugs and stuff like that, like how you do now, or you didn't have division like how you do either. So this is how you know that we're at the end. We're at the end of this man's kingdom. And this is gonna be the last time you ever going to rule. And this is also why they're gonna come down so hard on Israel, because they know that their time is up. I personally, like I said, I believe that this is a sacrifice because right now, there's, all hell is kind of breaking loose over there, in England and Britain and these European countries and stuff like that. And they also want to bring in that CBDC system going on. So, and I read an article earlier where they were saying, it was titled "What Will Happen After She Dies," and one of the things that was on there was the printing of new currency, because her face is on the currency. So I kind of found that strange, or it's not a coincidence that she just happened to die. And these devils, they deal with numerology, they deal with dates, they deal with symbolism, witchcraft, magic. So it ain't not a coincidence, man. And they'll sacrifice their own people. It don't matter how close they are to them or, what's their connection. These devils will take out their own kind. So how much more you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? If that was the case, if they did take her out or sacrifice her, like I said, how much more you Israelites, or you regularly Edomites, man, that live at the bottom that are not in their position, because one reason why you're gonna have so much uproars and civil wars going on, when all hell breaks loose, is because these Edomites, they know that they're not gonna get a piece of the pie like these rich Edomites are. They know that. They know that these rich Edomites don't care about them. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna uprise against the government. There's gonna be a bloodbath, you know, and it's just gonna be you know a time like never before, you know, and you know that's gonna be it. You know, then our Lord's gonna return. You know, the MOTB is gonna be made mandatory. You know, so it's a lot going on. You know, and we're happy, man, that she died, man. You know, we ain't sad. We ain't up here, depressed. Nah, man, we don't care about no Edomites, man. Let me get this in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So we know that this world that we live in now, this ain't our world. You know, us in the truth, we know that. But you know, these average Edomites or these elite Edomites, they know that that their end is coming, and they gotta do something, and they gotta move quickly, and that's what they're doing. You know, so keep having stuff happen, Esau. You know, keep doing your little sacrifices and all the stuff that you're doing. You know, and bring it on. You know, I'm gonna get this in the book of it's not 2nd Esdras, but Isaiah 47, right? This is Isaiah 47 and verse 12. It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou should be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail." You see, so the Lord is taking away that power, that light, that wisdom that you once had. He's blowing out your candlestick. You know, physically and spiritually. You know, that's why so many of you devils dropping dead. You know, because I believe her husband died last year, I believe. And then she, Lord behold, she died a year later. You know, as a coincidence? Nope. But the Lord is taking them out. You know, he's not reverencing. He's not letting them live out their days anymore. We get to the book of Job chapter 14, and I'll close out. You know, this is Job chapter 14 and verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, and the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." You see, so they have a set time, set date, for them to come down and be destroyed, and go into captivity, and that day is fastly approaching. You know, that's why this happens today, and that's why there's so much other things going on in the world, and people are happy, people aren't, together. People, a lot of you Edomites don't even really care about this, their own people, especially this Queen Elizabeth lady right here, this Edomite, But I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shai, Bashim Karkadash, and double honor to the elders of the great millstone, the peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. To y'all say Shalom. I'm gonna say YASHAMIAHLA.